Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will continue with our questions on time and work. I will try to explain all the questions step by step so that you can understand the concept clearly. Question number 76. A team of 30 men is supposed to complete a work in 38 days. After 25 days, 5 more men were employed on work, due to which the work is completed 1 day earlier. How many days would it have been delayed if 5 more men were not employed? So in this question, 30 men, they are supposed to complete the work in 38 days. Now these 30 men, they work for 25 days. 30 men, they work for 25 days. So in 25 days, they are able to complete 30 into 25 is 750. 750 units of work is completed in 25 days by these 30 men. Now after 25 days, what happened? 5 more men were employed. So now men is how much? 30 plus 5, 35. Now due to this, what happened? They were able to complete the work 1 day earlier. Now earlier it was 38 days. Now 1 day earlier the work was completed. So 38 minus 1 will be 37. So they are able to complete the work in 37 days now. Now they have already worked for 25 days. So they are supposed to work for another how many days? 37 minus 25 will give us 12. So they are supposed to work for 12 days. So 35 men, if they work for 12 days, they will be able to complete the work. 12 5s are 60, 0 6, 12 3s are 36, 42. So 420 units of work is completed in 12 days by 35 men. So if we add 750 plus 420, this will give us our total work. So 1170 units of work is our total work, and this much is completed. Now here we see, here we have 30 men and 5 men extra. 5 more men were employed. Now this 5 men, they work for 12 days. So extra work completed by 5 men is how much? 5 men into 12 days. 5 into 12 is 60. So these 5 men, 5 extra men, they completed 60 units of work. Now this 60 units of work, originally 30 men were supposed to complete. So that is 60 units of work were supposed to be completed by 30 men. So if we divide it by 30, we will get 2. This 2 is how what? This is 2 days. So if 30 men, if they work for 2 days, they are able to complete 60 units of work. Now 30 men, they have already worked for 25 days here. They have worked for 12 days here. So 25 plus 12 is 37. So they have already worked for 37 days. Now to complete this 60 units, the extra work which was completed by 5 men, they will require 2 days. So 37 plus 2 is how much? 39 days. So in 39 days, 30 men, they will be able to complete the total work, which is 1170 units. But they were supposed to complete the work in 38 days. Now as 5 men were employed, they were able to complete the work in 37 days. Now if 5 men were not employed, they would have taken 39 days. So 39 minus 38, they were supposed to complete the work in 38 days. So 39 minus 38 will give us 1 day. So this is our answer. So there will be a delay of 1 day if 5 men are not employed after 25 days. Question number 77. A contractor undertook to finish a road in 40 days and employed 100 men. After 35 days, he employed 100 more men and the work finished on time. If 100 more men were not employed, then find the time by which the work would have been delayed. So in this question, the contractor employed 100 men to complete a road in 40 days. So his aim was to complete the work in 40 days with the help of 100 men. Now, after 35 days, he employed 100 more men. That means 100 men, they worked for 35 days. Now, men into days will give us work, the amount of work which is completed. So, 100 into 35 is 3500 units. Now, what happened? After 35 days, the contractor, he thought that he might miss on the target, so he will not be able to complete the work in 40 days. So he employed 100 more men and the work was finished on time. So 100 more men will be 100 plus 100 is 200 and the work completed on time, that is in 40 days. They have worked already for 35 days. So how many days are left? 40 minus 35 is 5. So 200 men, they worked for 5 days and they were able to complete 200 into 5 is 1000 units of work. Now 3500 plus 1000 will give us 4500 and this is the total work. Now here if we see 200 men is 100 plus 100. This was original 100 and this is the extra men employed. Extra men employed is 100. Now this extra men, they work for 5 days. So we can find out the extra work. Extra work is equal to men is how much? 100. Extra men is 100. They work for 5 days. Men into days into 5 will give us work. So this is the extra work. 100 into 5 is 500 units. So this is the extra work which was completed by the extra men, 100 more men. Now this extra work of 500 units was supposed to be completed by the original men. Now if they work, if 100 men they work, they will be able to complete this in how many days? Work divided by men will give us number of days. So number of days will be 5 days. Now this 100 men, they have already worked for 35 days and 5 days. So they have already worked for 40 days and 40 days was the target. Now if 100 men were not employed, then they would have to work for another 5 days to complete this extra work. So our answer is how much? They will be delayed by 5 days. And this is our answer. Question number 78. 2 men can make 60 toys in 12 days by working 8 hours per day. In how much time? 15 men can make 160 toys by working 12 hours per day. Now before we solve this question, we have a small formula. The formula is M1 into D1 into H1 divided by W1 is equal to M2 into D2 into H2 divided by W2. Here M denotes men, D denotes day, H denotes hours, W denotes work. So in this question, It says 2 men can make 60 toys in 12 days by working 8 hours per day. So men is how much? 2. 2 men, they make 60 toys. Work is how much? 60. In 12 days, D is 12 by working 8 hours per day. Hours is how much? 8. Now the question says, in how much time 15 men can make 160 toys by working 12 hours per day? So our M2 men is how much? 15 men. D is how much? D we need to find out. D2 we need to find out in how much time can make 160 toys. The work is how much now? The work 2 is how much? 160. By working 12 hours per day. H2 is how much? 12. Now we can solve this. 0 and 0 will cancel out. 12 and 12 will cancel out. 2 into 3, 2 into 8. So our D2 will be how much? 2 into 8 into 8 divided by 3 into 15. 2 into 8 is 16. 16 into 8 is how much? 128 divided by 45. So this is our answer. Our D2 is 128 by 45 days. Question number 79. 68 men can complete 1/4 part of work in 20 days by working 6 hours per day. Then in how much time the remaining work will be completed by 51 men working 8 hours per day? We will use the same formula to solve this question. M1 into D1 into H1 divided by W1 is equal to M2 into D2 into H2 divided by W2. So in this question, M1 is how much? 68 men. 68 men can complete 1/4 part of work. Now 1/4 part of work means if 4 is our total work, then 68 men can complete only one part. So remaining work will be how much? 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 will be 3. This is the remaining work. So in this question, 68 men can complete 1/4 part of work. So one part is completed by 68 men in 20 days. D1 is 20 by working 6 hours per day. So H1 is 6. Now in how much time the remaining work will be completed by 51 men? So M2 is 51. We need to find out in how much time. This is D2. Working 8 hours per day. So H2 is how much? 8 hours. And W2 is how much? 3. The remaining work is how much? 3. So W2 is 3. Now we can solve this equation. 3 into 1, 3 7s are 21. 17 into 4 will give us 68. 4 into 2 will give us 8. 2 into 3 will give us 6. So D2 is how much? D2 will be 20 into 3, which is 60 days. And this is our answer. Question number 80. 38 men can complete a work in 6 days by working 12 hours a day. Then find in how many days twice the work will be completed by 51 men working 8 hours per day. So we will use the same formula. M1 D1 into H1 divided by W1 is equal to M2 into D2 into H2 divided by W2. So in this question, M1 is how much? 38. 38 men can complete a work in 6 days. D1 is 6. By working 12 hours a day. H1 is 12. Work is how much? Let's say the work is 1. 1 unit. Now M2 is how much? Then find in how many days twice the work will be completed by 51 men working 8 hours per day. So M2 is 51. We need to find out in how many days. D2 we need to find out. H2 is how much? Working 8 hours per day. And the work is how much? Twice the work. Our work here is how much? 1 unit. So twice of 1 will be 2 units. Now we can solve this equation. 2 into 4, 4 into 3, 3 into 17 is 51. So our D2 will be in how many days? D2 will be 38 into 6. 6 8s are 48, 6 3s are 18, 22 divided by 17. So 228 by 17 days. This is our answer. Question number 81. A contractor undertook to dig a canal of 12 km long in 350 days and employed 45 men. After 200 days, only 4.5 km work was completed. How many more men should he employ to complete the whole work on time? So in this question, we will use the same formula. M1 into D1 into H1 divided by W1 is equal to M2 into D2 into H2 divided by W2. So in this question, the contractor undertook to dig a canal of 12 km long in 350 days and employed 45 men. So 45 men is employed to complete the work in 350 days. And the work is how much? 12 km long. Now after 200 days, only 4.5 km work was completed. So our M1 will be how much? Our M1 will be 45. 45 men they initially worked and they worked for 200 days. So our D1 is 200. And they completed 4.5 km work. So our W1 is 4.5. Now we don't have H1 and H2, so we will ignore this and we will take whatever is given. Now our M2, now the question says how many more men should he employ to complete the whole work on time? So let's say the contractor employs X more men. So earlier he had 45, now he has X more men hired. So 45, our M2 will be 45 plus X. Now our D2 will be how much? The contractor was supposed to complete the work in 350 days. Now they have already worked for 200 days. So remaining time is how much? 350 days, and they are supposed to complete the whole work on time in 350 days. So 200 days they have already worked. So remaining time is 350 minus 200 is 150 days. So this is our D2. Our D2 is 150. And our work 2, W2 will be how much? Total work is 12 km. 4.5 is already completed. So 12 minus 4.5 will give us 7.5. And 7.5 will be our W2. Now we can easily solve this equation and find the value of X. We will cancel this decimal. So 45 will cancel with 45. 75 into 2 is 150. 2 into 100 is 200. So our x will be how much? 100 minus 45 is equal to 55 men. So 55 men needs to be hired more so that the work completes on time, and this is our answer. Question number 82. A contractor employed 200 men to complete 5 by 6 of the total work in 10 days. Due to rain, the work was stopped and 2/5 of the work was also destroyed. After rain, only 150 men came to work. In how many days the whole work will be completed? We will use the same formula, M1 into D1 into H1 divided by W1 is equal to M2 into D2 into H2 divided by W2. So in this question, 200 men were employed to complete 5 by 6 of the total work in 10 days. So our M1 is how much? 200. Our D1 is 10 days. Here H1 and H2 is not given, so we will ignore H1 and H2. Now it says to complete 5 by 6 of the total work. 5 by 6. If 6 is our total work, 5 units were completed. So here W1, work 1 will be 5 units. Now if 5 units is completed, work left will be how much? 6 minus 5, which is 1. Now the question says, due to rain, the work was stopped and 2/5 of the work was also destroyed. 2/5 of work was destroyed. Completed was how much? 5 units. So 2/5 of 5 units, 5 and 5 will cancel out. So 2 units of work destroyed. Now 1 left and 2 destroyed. So remaining work will be how much? Remaining work will be 1 plus 2 is equal to 3 units. So 3 units of work is still left. Now the question says, after rain only 150 men came to work. So our M2 will be 150. And we need to find the number of days required by 150 men to complete the remaining work. Remaining work is how much? 3 units. So we need to find out D2, and this D2 represents the number of days required by 150 men to complete 3 units of work after rain. Now we can solve this equation. 0 and 0 will cancel out. 3 into 1, 3 into 5. 5 into 40, 5 into 8. So our D2 is 8 days. Now this D2 represents number of days required by 150 men to complete 3 units of work after rain. Before rain, they had already worked for 10 days. This 10 days represents number of days worked before rain, before the work was destroyed. So in the question we need to find in how many days the whole work will be completed. So total number of days required will be how much? Total number of days is equal to 10 days before rain and 8 days after rain. So total is 10 plus 8, 18 days required to complete the whole work. This is our answer. Question number 83. A contractor undertook a work to complete in 150 days and he employed 20 men, 30 women and 75 children. After 60 days, only 1/4 work was complete. Now he removed all the women and 50 children and employed some more men so that the work will finish 5 days earlier. Find the extra men employed. Efficiency of 3 men is equal to 5 women, and efficiency of 2 women is equal to 3 children. So in this question, efficiency of 3 men is equal to 5 women. 3 men is equal to 5 women. So we can say M upon W is equal to 5 by 3. Now efficiency of 2 women is equal to 3 children. 2 women is equal to 3 children. So W upon C is equal to 3 by 2. So in both the cases W is 3. So we can directly say M is to W is to C is equal to M is how much? 5, W is 3, C is 2. So this is the efficiency of men, women and children. Now we will solve this question with the same method. We will use the same formula, which is M1 into D1 into H1 divided by W1 is equal to M2 into D2 into H2 divided by W2. In this question, H1 and H2 is not given, so we will ignore this. Now, in this question, the contractor undertook a work to complete in 150 days. His target to complete the work was how much? The target was 150 days. And he employed 20 men, 30 women and 75 children. He employed 20 men, plus 30 women plus 75 children. After 60 days, only 1/4 work was complete. So this is our M1, 20 men plus 30 women plus 75 C. This is our M1, and our D1 will be how much? 60 days. And they were able to complete 1/4 work. So 1/4 work means 1 unit. If our work is 1 by 4 work is complete, 4 is our total, 1 will be our completed work. So left will be how much? 4 minus 1, 3 work will be left. Now what happened? The contractor, he removed all the women and 50 children and employed some more men. So earlier it was 20 men, now we employed some more men. Let's say the number of men employed, the extra men employed was X. So 20 plus X men. He removed all the women and he also removed 50 children. Earlier it was 75 children, now he removed 50. So left will be how much? 75 minus 50 is 25 children. So 25 children. Now this is our M2. Now our D2 will be how much? Now the question says the work will finish 5 days earlier. The target was 150 days, but now because of this change, the work will finish 5 days earlier. Target was 150, but now the work finishes 5 days earlier. So this is 145 days. Now in this question, 60 days has already been worked. So remaining days will be how much? 145 minus 60 will be 85. So our D2 will be 85. And our W2 will be how much? Our work 2 will be, this is left, 3 units is left out of 4. So our W2 will be 3. Now we will put the value of M, W and C. 20 men, M is 5. So 20 into 5 will give us 100. 30 W is 3. So 30 into 3 will give us 90 plus 75 C. C is 2. 75 into 2 is 150 into 60 divided by 1 is equal to, now here 20 M. If we open this small bracket, 20 M, M is how much? 5. So 20 into M will be 100 plus M is 5, so this will be 5x. X into M will be 5x plus 25C. C is how much? 2. 25 into 2 is 50 into 85 divided by 3. Now we can cancel this by 5. 5 into 12 is 60. 5 into 7 is 85. Now if we add this 100 plus 90 plus 150, we will get 340. 340 into 12 divided by 1 is equal to, now here we have 100 plus 5x plus 50. So this will be how much? 150 plus 5x into 17 divided by 3. Now 17 into 1, 17 into 2 is 34. This will be 20. Now 20 into 12. Now if we multiply 20 into 12 into 3 is equal to 150 plus 5x. Now here 2 into 12 is 24. 24 into 3 will be 72. So 720 is equal to 150 plus 5x. So our x will be how much? X will be 720 minus 150. 720 minus 150 will give us 570. And we will divide by 5. So our x will be 114. So 114 more men were employed, and this is our answer. Question number 84. A, B and C have to supply an order of 100 pens. A, B and C makes a pen in 2 hours, 3 hours and 4 hours respectively. In how many hours they will complete the work if each one makes a complete pen himself without the help of others? So in this question we have A, we have B and we have C. A makes a pen in 2 hours. This is the time taken. A makes a pen in 2 hours, B in 3 hours and C in 4 hours. So what we will do, we will take the LCM of 2, 3 and 4. LCM is equal to how much? 12. So let's say in 12 hours, how many pens they will be able to make? A will be able to make 12 divided by 2 is 6 pens. B will be able to make 12 divided by 3, 4 pens. And C will be able to make 12 divided by 4 is 3. In 12 hours, they are able to make 6, 4 and 3 pens. So if we add 6 plus 4 plus 3 is equal to 13 pens in 12 hours. So A, B and C, if they work together, they are able to complete 13 pens in 12 hours. Now they need to complete 100 pens. Now if we multiply 13 into 8, this will give us 104, but we need to make only 100 pens, so this we will ignore. So we will take the lesser value, 13 into 7 is 91. So 13 into 7 is equal to 91 pence. So to make 91 pence, they will require how many hours? They will require 12 hours was required to complete 13 pence. So to complete 91 pence, they will require 12 into 7. 12 into 7 is 84. So 84 hours is required to complete 91 pen. Now how many pens are left? 100 pen was the order. So 100 minus 91 is equal to 9 pens. So 9 pens are still left. Now A, B and C, A is able to complete 1 pen in 2 hours, B in 3 hours and C in 4 hours. Now what we will do, let's say in 9 hours, we will take 9 hours, or let's say if we take 8 hours. In 8 hours what will happen? C will be able to make 2 pens. He takes 4 hours to make 1 pen. So in 8 hours, we are assuming 8 hours first. C will be able to make 2 pens. B will be able to make 2 pens. 3 into 2 is 6. But here we have only 8 hours. So in order to make 3 pens, B will need 9 hours. But here we have only 8 hours. So in 8 hours, B is able to make 2 pen. And A will be able to make how many pens? 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 4 plus 2 will give us only 8. So this will not work because we need to complete 9 pens. So we will ignore this 8 hours. We will take 9 hours. In 9 hours, A will be able to make how many pens? He will be able to make 4 pens because they are not taking the help of each other. So A will be able to make only 4 pens. 2 into 4 is 8. He is not able to make 5 pens because to make 5 pens he will need 10 hours. Now B takes 3 hours to make 1 pen. So in 9 hours he will be able to make 9 divided by 3 is 3 pens. And C will be able to make 9 divided by 4. He will be able to make only 2 pens in 8 hours. To make 3 pens he will need 12 hours. So we have 4 plus 3 plus 2 is equal to 9. So in 9 hours, A, B and C, they are able to complete 9 pens. So now the order is complete, 91 pens plus 9 pens. So in total they will take how many hours? 84 hours here and 9 hours here. So total hours needed to complete 100 pens order is equal to 84 plus 9 is equal to 93 hours. And this is our answer. Question number 85. A group of workers were put on a job. From the second day onwards, one worker was withdrawn every day, and the work gets completed on the day when the last worker left the job. Had no worker been withdrawn at any stage, work would have been completed in 55% of the time by the group. How many men were there in the group? So in this question, let number of workers in the group, let's say it is X. Now we will take a small example. Let's say if we have 4 men in the group. Now the question says from the second day onwards, one worker was withdrawn every day. So 4 men worked for the first day. On the second day what happened? 1 man was withdrawn. So 4 minus 1 will be 3. On the third day again 1 is withdrawn, 3 minus 1 is 2. Again on the fourth day 1 is withdrawn, 2 minus 1 is 1. So now the work is completed. So if 4 men works, they will require how many days to complete the work? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 men will require 4 days. Now suppose we have 5 men in the group. 5 men work for the first day. Second day 1 man is withdrawn. 5 minus 1 is 4. Again on the third day 1 man is withdrawn. Here this will be 3. Again 1 man is withdrawn. 2. Again 1 man is withdrawn. 1. Now if 5 men start the work, and if 1 man is withdrawn, 1 man is withdrawn every other day from the second day onwards, they will require how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we see here that if 5 men starts the work, they will require 5 days to complete the work. 4 men starts the work, they will require 4 days to complete the work. Similarly, if we have 100 men, they will require 100 days to complete the work. Now in this question we have assumed that let the number of workers in the group is x. This means x number of days is taken to complete the work. X days taken to complete the work. So now we have men x and we have days how much? Days is also x. Now if we multiply men into days, x into x, we will get what? We will get, this will be our total work if x men works for x days. This x square will represent total work if x men works for x days. But in this question what happened? From the second day onwards, 1 worker was withdrawn every day, and the work gets completed on the day when the last worker left the job. So in this question, x number of workers started the work. On the second day 1 was withdrawn, so this will be x minus 1. Again 1 is withdrawn on the third day, so this will be x minus 2, and this will go on till everyone is withdrawn. So this will be x times, because x days is taken to complete the work, so this will be x times. Now the question says, had no worker been withdrawn at any stage, work would have been completed in 55% of the time by the group. So this means, this represents what? This represents that 55% of the total work. Now if x men works for x days, total work is how much? X square. But if 1 person is withdrawn from the second day onwards till the work is completed, then they are able to complete only 55% of that work. They are not able to complete x square. Now as 1 person is withdrawn from the second day onwards, they are able to complete only 55% of the total work. Now here we can solve this question now. Now if we look at this, this is AP, arithmetic progression, and the sum of n terms, the formula is sum of n terms is equal to n divided by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This is the sum of n terms. This we have learned in our in the part 7 of time and work, question number 74 and 75. So now n is how much? N is n number of terms. N number of terms is x times. So n will be how much? N will be x. So x divided by 2 into 2a. A is first term. First term is x. So this will be 2x plus n is x minus 1 into d. D is common difference. Now if we look at this, the common difference is minus 1. If we look at this term and this term, the common difference is minus 1. So this goes on like this. So our d is minus 1 is equal to 55 divided by 100 into x square. Now we can solve this. 2 into 1, 2 into 50, 5 into 10, 5 into 11. Now here we have x, we can cancel this x. Here we have x square, so one x will be cancelled, so we will be left with only x. Now if we look at this, we have 2x. Now x into minus 1 will give us minus x. So this will be minus x, and minus 1 into minus 1 will give us plus 1. Now here we have 11x. This x is left. So 11 into x is 11x, and below we have 10. Now 2x minus x will give us x. 2x minus x is x, plus 1 is equal to 11x divided by 10. Now if we solve this, we will get 10 into x is 10x, plus 10 into 1 is 10, is equal to 11x. Now if we take this x this side, we will get x is equal to 10. So how many men were there in the group? X is equal to 10, so the number of men in the group was 10. This is our answer.